date is July 11th, 1983. I'm Jeff LePage, and I'll be interviewing a Mr. Oswald Murphy of Foxley River. No, I just have a few questions here about. Well, what did your great-great-grandfather do for a living when he got here, type of thing? Was he a farmer or?
We farm, yeah.
Farmer.
Yeah. Well, that was all there was to do.
Yeah.
When they came here first, either farmer or fisher. Well, they'd fish some too, probably just for themselves, because there was no organised fishing in either.
And did he get along well with his neighbors, or did everybody get along around here, type of thing? There's no.
Oh, yeah, I think they all got along well here.
Yeah. There's no major.
Never heard tell of any.
No.
Big feuds among them anyway.
I see. Are there any? Is there any customs or traditions that were held on to, kind of thing, back then from Ireland, for example, that he brought over with him, or were handed down through your great-grandfather and grandfather?
I really couldn't say that there is. There was.
Things changed like the
Probably was before my time, but nobody ever bothered mentioning them. I suppose when if they got their customs, they changed so gradually that no one notices it changed until it's too late to take any note of them.
I see. Any famous people in your family?
One thing probably I've heard mentioned different times when I was young. People would say instead of going to the store, they'd go to the shop.
Shop? Oh, I see.
I've heard that. That was pretty well out in my time, but still I remember some of the old fellas referring to the store as a shop. You don't hear it now at all.
No, it's always going to the store.
I've heard it some now when I was a kid.
I see.
And that term is still common in Newfoundland, though.
Oh, it's still, to go into the shop still, kind of thing.
Go to the shop.
Nice.
Go to the store. Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
How did your great-grandparents or grandparents come to meet and get married?
Well, there's one theory some of them have that he met his wife on the boat coming out, his widow,
Right.
his young widow. And some say that he'd meet her till after get out here. So which is right, I don't know. Either one of them could have been.
Right. And this would be what time would he be coming here? Oh, you're about the early 1800s, with it, or around that?
Yeah, between 1813 and 1824.
Right. Okay. And he farmed when he got here, and
yeah, and then he had the two sons. One of them was my great grandfather, and the other one ended up living in Fort Hill. He's buried in Grand River Cemetery.
Grand River.
Yeah.
It's not too far from here.
His wife's name was Elizabeth M. Kerwin.
Do you know, is there any stories that particularly stick out in your mind from you might have heard passed down through your family, or any tall tales or whatever?
Not too much, no. There's one kind of a saying in Ireland, in that part of Ireland where they come from, County Wexford. Apparently New Ross was a port town, seaport town, and any of them was going to emigrate, they'd go to New Ross and get a boat from there. Apparently, a lot of the boats probably on their way from England would make that a port of call there at New Ross. And there was a saying among them. A cousin of mine, he was in Ireland here 3 or 4 years ago, and this is what he heard there, that some of the young fellows in the family, younger, probably in their teens or early 20s or something, they'd get kind of rambunctious, and they'll say, you might as well go to New Ross.
I see. Should say, get out of here, you. Or...
Just saying, go to hell, go to New Ross. That's the yarn now that somebody in Ireland told my cousin.
I see. Nobody that was very, was there anybody that was very famous or infamous, I suppose, in your family, or that had a story told about him that he did something he did?
Well, my great-grandfather was, he was member of the legislature here in, I don't know, it was the early 90s, early 80s. I don't know the exact dates.
What was it? Which was his name?
Joseph.
Joseph, right. I see. How long was he in the legislature?
I don't know.
Hmm.
I don't know that.
I see. Any stories of things like unusual courtships or arranged marriages or things like that?
Oh God! I don't know. They never told us any about it.
No. It wouldn't say much about it if it happened.
Yeah.
I see. I was just no, I've just heard a lot of stories about from other people about how people got along and how they got married and what happened.
Yeah.
In different occasions. So there seemed to be an awful lot of arranged marriages, like on the boat coming over kind of thing. So what you said about
I don't know. I never really heard him much along that line. So did you ever hear anything about the old dances and things like that, about fights and all that? Or? No, it's in comparison to recent times. There's if you follow out here, his name is Bill Fitzgerald. He used to make up some songs about some dances and things like that. But that's compared to late years, that's in say in the early 20s or in the 20s.
Right.
Sometime.
You'd make up a song about like a certain dance or something like that.
Yeah.
Did you ever read with that book? Did you ever read with that fellow make songs about?
Alan Rankin had sang one on the television there one time. Bob Scurry's Ball.
I think I heard it. Now that I think of it.
But he didn't know who the author of it was.
See.
And I believe it. Isn't that here?
Well, you can recite some of the poetry out of it. Oswald?
No, there is no word.
What is it? Even so. No, but this old fellow for the graveyard. Old fellow died. He wanted to make wanted this old fellow to make up a piece of poetry about her husband to put on his tombstone.
Oh, that's Larry Gorman.
Oh, did you ever tell Larry Gorman?
The name sounds familiar.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, he wanted to.
Yeah.
How did that go? It was over in New Brunswick, up in the Rimmer somewhere. He came to this place and he wanted to stay overnight. And the woman, kind of a little doubtful whether to keep me or not, and he told her she told him she'd keep him if she could make up a verse to go on her husband's headstone.
I see.
And her name was Teasel, I think it was Teasel.
Yeah, Mr. Teasel. Yeah, it's Teasel.
So I made up part of it that Mr. Teasel died of late. But now, how'd that go?
You'll always put a lot in Mr. Teasel.
Mr. Teasel. died of late, up he went to the pearly gate.
Along came something that.
Along came Satan,
Oh yeah.
just like a weasel, and off to hell he dragged old Diesel.
That more for writing down.
That Larry Gorman's home was just down the road here, 8 or 9 miles, near Tyne Valley. Here, get down, you're a nuisance. This is that's Bob Scurry's bar. It's all there, probably.
Oh,
This is part of it, too.
jacket up down
Well, this is the same thing, only another copy of it. This must be easier to read, probably.
Oh, they're both pretty good. Good. It's very good.
That's right. He made quite a few songs like that, and he went away then. He was in his late 20s, I guess. I guess he never made a song after he went away at all.
I liked it around here.
He died up in, he lived up in Quebec, worked in the paper mill up there. He died up there 7 or 8 years ago. There's another one, Mary Smith's wedding. Up to her, it was in September, very early last fall, when a handsome young couple to our parish was called. To be united in marriage, live happy through life, Paulina Spulge the husband, Mary Smith the young wife.
Pretty good.
Mary Smith was Mrs. Kelly's sister.
Yeah, she was Mrs.
Oh,
Kelly's sister,
right.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That happened to was younger, yeah.
See?
Smith, yeah.
He made quite a few songs. Some of them all forgotten about now. Nobody really knows them now. There's a right in there. It's not all kind of cut off there. Dr. James Warburton died yesterday.
Kelly mentioned Warburton.
Yeah. Well, his doctor's father was a landlord's agent in Lot 11 here.
I see. Right.
They lived just up the road here. Perhaps Miss Kelly told you where they lived, didn't she?
Yeah, I think she mentioned something better for sure. She mentioned the landlord and
Yeah.
a bit about that. Yeah.
Well, when you come out from Mrs. Kelly's and you turn the corner there by the with church up to your left,
Right.
just you turn the corner, you notice a house on the inside of the corner,
Yeah.
in off of the road a piece.
Right.
Well, that's where the Warburtons lived. That's the house.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
That'd be a fairly old house then, wouldn't it?
I'm not sure now. That's really the original house, or not, but I think probably it is.
That was quite a while ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it made it all over, worthless instead.
He was instrumental in the owner selling the land here to the tenants.
I see. They leased it before that, did they?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I thought. Mrs. Kelly wasn't quite sure about that, whether they leased it or, she knew they couldn't buy it. They had to.
Yeah, they could only lease the property. Yeah, they could buy some if the landlord would sell it to them, but he wouldn't sell it.
Right.
But Warburton advised the owner that he might as well sell it because he could foresee that it was going to be compulsory to sell it anyway, which it was.
I see, yeah, right.
Later on.
That was the absentee landlord then.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
see.
Yeah.
Did the tenants fight against that, or were they pretty well happy with the way it was, or was it another?
There wasn't much they could do against it.
No.
There was a lot of opposition to it, but there wasn't much they could do about it. And, there was trouble over it in different places. Trouble over down east of it. In Belfast, you've heard of the Belfast riots.
Oh, yes.
Look,
Yeah,
you
that's
get out.
true.
You're making news yourself. Go on.
I'll tell you something.
Get the mat. Go on. Get out there, the mat. Get.
He's a great Swedish please, like it. Yes, the Belfast riot. You read about that?
Yeah, heard about that.
That's quite a time they had to kill each other.
That was over absentee landlords and the way they.
Well, that was
Weren't they?
that was part of it.
Yeah.
Weren't they fighting over the land?
There was more. That particular time there was more the vote elections. That was the immediate cause there. But there was discontent anyway.
Right.
There's a monument up to them.
There was another place there at Abell's Cape, is it? Way down east. Where the hell is it? Andy Fortune, is it?
Oh, yes. Oh, I can't remember the name.
Where the rent collector out and he wanted to take the fellow's horse. Best horse he had, he wanted to take, and you'd take the horse. He didn't have the money, and the fellow got the money. Then the next day or something, he came back and he wouldn't take the money, and he took the horse. The fellow shot him, killed him, or drove a pitchfork to him, I think, or something like that.
Around your old hands, eh?
I see.
What's the name of that place you said? No, it wasn't Belfast. What was that?
Bell's Cape, Abell, A-B-E-L-L-E. But he got away and never caught him.
I see. Pretty lucky in that way.
No, they didn't have the mountain stuff to do.
No.
Yes,
Suppose it was kind of a different kind of justice back then.
yes.
Wasn't it?
Yeah.
A lot of.
Well,
just
he got
eye
away.
for an eye kind of thing.
His neighbors, he had lots of sympathizers, you see,
I see.
and somebody helped him, got him on a boat and took him over to the mainland, if they did.
I see. Got him away from
Yeah.
trouble. I see. Put him through the pitchfork. Was it? I guess they wouldn't be very popular back then, would they? The rent collectors and people like that.
Well, not the
rent collectors
not
today.
the rent collectors, no.
No. Well, there was in the day, the tax collector come to his man's house and chased him out the pitchfork. That was in the journal the other day.
Oh.
Oh, so wasn't it there, eh? He chased
Yeah.
the pitchfork. In the day.
Yeah. No, I guess they wouldn't be too popular. I can see that.
Tax collector.
Those fellows in Bedeck there last week or two there, they were doing an audit and as far as income tax.
Yeah, they've been there twice, it said in the paper.
And he had cooperated with them every way, shape and form, I guess. And at the last that they thought they found
Well, they come back the second time.
something that he hadn't reported, and he said he had reported it. He didn't do an argument against something over.
He was working at his barrack, his stables, he said.
They weren't going to argue with a pitchfork, I don't
No,
think.
he took off. Run. Well, what did he say that there's no charge to press against that fella? Chase
Yeah, they fined him $25. But the judge was. He fined him, and then he just
Yeah,
discharged
yes, I
him
understand it, yeah.
somewhere.
Because he said no
kind
one
of a-
likes to be
and
bothered.
about
You're at their work.
Turn
Yeah.
some way or another in it there. But the judge was lenient with him
Yeah,
anyway.
lenient, that's for sure. For sure.
But I bet you wouldn't bother him again, though, will they? That's
No,
all.
no, that's true. That's
Don't
true.
you?
No, that's for sure. They'll know better next time.
Yes.
The judge said he had undepreciated, unused depreciation that would have covered the tax that he owed on what they claimed anyway.
Right.
Actually, they weren't going to get any money out of it, just a kind of bit of book work.
Yeah, get it straightened up.
Yeah.
That's the part. He said the first time he cooperated and worked with the man at his kitchen table for hours, and the next time, see, they come up the barn, that was good work.
They were safer in the house.
Yes, the first time he said he'd use them good.
Feet off, that's good.
Huh?
Better keep your feet off.
Very powerful.